Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Midland Reporter-Telegram's Area Football Report. We're at week 6. It's finally time. It's finally here, folks. District play will begin this week for many of our area districts, specifically District 4-3A, the 5-team district that includes Monahans, Greenwood, Fort Stockton, Seminole, and who am I missing? Andrews, there we go. Always can never remember Andrews. And then, so district play will begin this week for District 4-3A. Could be an interesting district race. Right now, it seems like it's Monahans and his 4 brothers.
Pretty much, yes.
But some interesting games this week. Andrews does have a bye this week. Greenwood will travel to Seminole. Greenwood will travel to Seminole, and Monahans will travel to Fort Stockton. First of all, Monahans, Fort Stockton. The question is, how big is Monahans going to win this thing?
Probably 47-0. It could be ugly. Fort Stockton has really struggled this year, especially offensively. Defensively, it seemed like they could hang in there for a while, but Monahans is just too good offensively.
We go to the Wigwam on Friday night. Greenwood, Seminole, a game that it's kind of pivotal for both teams. They've had sort of a rough non-district schedule. Greenwood coming off that loss last week to Big Spring, a game they probably felt they should have played a little bit better in. But talk a little bit about what's going on at Greenwood right now. I guess is Coach Hanna ready to go, ready with district play right now? Does he feel like they're getting ready for that?
Yes, he says thankfully the non-district part of the schedule is over. They can now concentrate on district. Of course, that's the most important thing for any of the high school programs, because that'll determine whether or not they go to the playoffs or not.
Right.
So whether they started off 6-0 or 0-6, it doesn't matter right now.
Right.
And for Greenwood especially, I mean, they're happy. They've been beat up throughout the non-district part of their schedule. So getting to go play Seminole, a meaningful game, the kids are fired up about it.
What's their quarterback situation right now?
Well, as of right now, as of Tuesday, we're going to go with Jesse Madrid. Will be starting. Okay. But that could change. But Caden Hatley has come back. He played some last week. After missing 4 games with a shoulder injury. He could play some Friday. He could start. Who knows? By game time, they're going to go, Caden, you're starting. So,
okay.
But as of right now, we're going to go with Jesse Madrid starting quarterback.
Okay, so they've had a kid in there that's been in there for the last couple of weeks, but there could be some changes coming up with that.
Yes, there could be some changes.
Who do you think's going to win that game?
Both teams seem to turn it up once district starts, but I'm going to go with Greenwood in a close one, 24-21.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Greenwood in their first time in the spread in a game that means something, and how they've progressed as a team under Coach Hanna. Defensively they played okay. I think last week was probably really one of the few times this year they've had some defensive breakdowns. But Big Spring is a very talented team. I kind of agree with Oscar. I think Greenwood's going to win this one. I think it's going to be tight. I don't know how well played it's going to be, though. I think there's still some things for both teams to be worked out. And speaking of Big Spring, they start District 5 3A play on Friday, possibly one of the toughest 3A districts in the state. And Big Spring, right off the bat, gets to play Brownwood. And I know I read Coach Ritchie's quote, well, we got to play him anyway, so we might as well play him now. First of all, what's the confidence like in Big Spring right now? They've won a couple games. They seem to be playing better after what Coach Ritchie describes as a poor game against Monahans a couple weeks ago.
Well, this Big Spring team, like Big Spring teams the past few years, these kids don't lack confidence. They really don't. They feel pretty good about themselves, especially after going into Greenwood, playing pretty well, in a game that probably could have been a little bit closer. But, Big Spring's athleticism just took over the game. Their running game is just really, really looking good right now with Pete Chavadia taking over as the starting running back. Of course, Devontae Anderson running the ball. He passed the ball better in that game than he had all season. So it's just everything's coming together for them. But Brownwood's a different animal.
Right.
Okay, they're Greenwood is Greenwood. They're a solid team, but Brownwood is just, not only one of the best programs in 3A, but one of the best programs in the state right now.
Yeah. And, Big Spring has had an issue with throwing the ball all year. They've been so successful running the football. I think they did well against Friendship. They ran the ball well against Midland Christian. A couple weeks ago they ran the ball. I think they ran the ball well again last week. Are they going to have enough of a passing game to even be able to compete with Brownwood this week?
Well, are they going to have enough of special teams? Are they going to have enough running game? Are they going to have enough defense?
Right.
That's the whole problem. They're going to have to put everything together against Brownwood because from what Coach Philip Ritchie says, Brownwood is just a complete team.
Okay.
I asked him, can you compare him to many teams? He says, kind of like Everman. Everman has a little bit more speed, but you're talking about an Everman team that also, walloped on Big Spring the last 2 years in the playoffs. So, this Brownwood team's got it all, it seems like.
So, obviously we both kind of feel the same way that we think Brownwood is going to win this game. The question is Big Spring got enough to hang with them? One, and two, are they not? Do they have to avoid losing any confidence going into games that are winnable for them as they go on into that district season?
They can hang with him for a while, I think. But playing in Brownwood's going to be, I don't know if any of those kids have ever experienced an atmosphere like that. But Brownwood is very, tradition-rich program. Of course, Gordon Wood Stadium.
Right.
Everybody's going to be wearing the maroon. So that's going to be something else. But I think they can hang with him for a while. Brownwood's just still too good. Now, whether or not they can lose confidence from this game, I think if they get enough good things to happen in this game, I think they can feel pretty good. There's still a lot of big games left, so they just can't really put all their eggs in this basket.
Right, and in that district, they have to come out of that thing at least with 2 wins to make the playoffs, right? Or you think they got to have 3? You think?
At least two. At least two. I was thinking maybe Sweetwater was the down program among those top 5, but Sweetwater looks like they've been playing really well, except for last week, of course, against Midland Christian. So, but Sweetwater looks to bounce back from last year. So, yeah, but 2 wins, but at least.
Yeah, because I know if they get 2 wins, they're going to be the Division I team out of the district, and they got a chance to whoever the Division I team is out of that district, whether it's Big Spring, Abilene, Wiley, I think maybe even Brownwood. Whoever this Division I team out of that district, they got a chance to go probably 3, maybe 4 rounds deep, just the way the bracket sets up. And then back to 4-3A real quick. Who do you think? Obviously we know Monahans is going to be probably the district champion, one playoff team out of there. Are we going to face the same scenario we faced last year, where Greenwood, Andrews, and Seminole all beat up on each other? They're all going to tie, and we may just end up having to go to a coin flip again.
It's possible. Or maybe more likely, because the way the other teams are playing, it doesn't seem like anybody's standing out right now. Of course, Greenwood and Seminole have gone through injuries. Andrews is still, I don't know what to think of Andrews. They got a lot of experience coming back, but I don't see the explosiveness yet. They're capable, and that's the type of team that improved last year. They could do the same this year. So as of right now, but those 3 teams, Seminole, Greenwood, Andrews, all seem kind of balanced to me.
Right. And then finally, a big game in 6-man this week out in Garden City. Number 1 versus number 2, according to 6manfootball.com. I got to put that in there because they're really the only place that really does a 6-man poll. Number 1, Borden County, last year's Division II state champion, takes on number 2, Garden City. Last year's Division I state champion in a game that could be really interesting. I know you predicted it's like one of those games to be 78, 60, 69,
86, 79,
86, 79, something like that. And I give. Do you think both coaches are experienced enough to tell their kids, look, we know this is big. It's big for the fans, but for you guys, you got to concentrate on what's going forward. This isn't a district game. Do you think coaches are going to both those coaches are going to be able to keep it in perspective for their kids this week?
Oh, I'm sure, because both coaches are also coming off state titles. Borden County won Division II, so the coaches know better. The kids are going to get pumped up. The fans are going to go cuckoo as anything. Just that's what fans do.
Right.
They're going to make more of this game, and us in the media are going to make more of this game because it's a rarity to get the two defending state champions in one place. The next year. So. But yeah, they got bigger games to ahead of their schedule, and I think that's the smart thing to do for the coaches.
Right. Who do you think's going to win?
I like Garden City. I think they'll win. 86-79.
Hey, that's okay. Good score. I like Garden City in this one as well. I think I think their explosiveness on offense is just going to be too tough to overcome for Borden County. It will be a high-scoring game because Garden City has scored a lot of points. They have given up a lot of points, but they proved against O'Donnell they can shut teams down when they need to. Big week 6 here in area football. District play finally starting up, especially in District 4-3A. We hope you go out and enjoy your games on Friday night. I'm Len Hayward. Thank you for joining us here on the Midland Reporter Telegram's Area Football Report. That's Oscar Roy. Thanks for joining us.